Hey everyone, and welcome to AC Academy. Today we're going to focus on Algebra 1, Section 1.3.3, Rate of Change Within a Sequence, which is pretty interesting. It's stepping into sequencing and whatnot. So if you ever go to calculus or do any series, statistics, anything like that, you'll see this more often. But let's go ahead and step into it. Let's see what the question says. Question 1 says a sequence can be generated by using, and let me rewrite this as I'm saying it, A of n equals 4 times A of n minus 1, right? And these are subscripts, n and n minus 1. And I'm going to begin plotting a table. I've recommended plotting a table for a lot of things, where this will be n, and then this will be a sub n, right? Okay, where a sub 1 equals 6. I'll change these titles. A sub 1 equals 6, and n is a whole number greater than 1. What are the first four terms in this sequence, right? So we got n equals 1. Well, is giving this to you here. I'm repeating this statement here. Where a sub 1 equals 6 and n is a whole number greater than 1, right? So we have this equation. I'm going to box this. And this is the equation we're following. They give us the first point. A sub 1 equals 6, right? And n here equals 1, referencing this equation. They're saying that. Okay? All right. So what are the first four terms? And I'll do it both ways, just so I think sometimes it's visually easier to see this than it is to reference this table, right? So what does a sub 2 equal? A sub 2, referencing this equation, equals 4 times a sub 2 minus 1, which is a sub 1, right? This is the same thing as 4 times a sub 1, which is 6. So a sub 2 equals 6 times 4, which is 24. So when n equals 2, a of n, which in this case is a of 2, equals 24. What is a sub 3? A sub 3 equals 4 times a sub 3 minus 1, which, what is that? 4 times a sub 3 minus 1 equals a sub 2, which is 24. Right? So a sub 3 equals 4 times 24, which is going to be 96. So sub 3 here, 96. And we have one more for the first four terms. A sub 4 equals 4 times a sub 4 minus 1. What is that? 4 times a sub 3, which is a sub 4 minus 1 here, which is 96. And to make this a little bit visually easier, is that new layer? Possibly I could do this. Okay, let's see if this works. I'm still getting somewhat used. Oh, no, I can't. Okay, so without wasting too much time, I'm going to box in these answers here so you can see what each value equals here, and then the work that takes to get there. A to 4 equals 4 times 96, which, not off the top of my head, gives you 384. Okay, so to walk back through the process without speaking and doing it at the same time. What did we do? We have an equation given to us. This is this. We have a sub n, which n is, you can say this is a sub x, a whatever, right? So a sub x equals 4 times a sub x minus 1. Right, whatever this variable is changing as you go from each to each term. So treat it as a variable, same way x is a variable, right? It's like an indexing variable here. Where a sub 1, so whenever n equals 1, this equation equals 6. Okay? And n is a whole number greater than 1. What are the first 4 terms? So what do? We have this equation. We have a sub n, a sub x, whatever, a sub variable, this variable here, equals 4 times this one, a sub n minus 1 is saying the previous variable, right? So we have a sub n equals 4 times a sub n minus 1, which is the previous, like the previous answer, the previous a of n value. So we're given a sub 1 equals 6. So let's solve for the next one. A sub 2, referencing this equation here, equals 4 times a sub 2 minus 1, because solving for a sub 2 makes n 2. N equal to 2. Right? And if you just plug in n, you have a sub 2 equals 4 times a sub 2 minus 1, which is the same as a sub 1 there. A sub 1 equals 6 because that was given to us. So we plug that directly into the equation, multiply it out, we get 24. Same thing for a sub 3. A sub 3, where n equals 3, equals 4 times a sub 3 minus 1, which is a sub 2. What does a sub 2 equal? 24. Let's plug in 24. 4 times 24 equals 96. So next, a sub 4, a 4 where n equals 4 equals 4 times a sub 4 minus 1, which is a sub 3. What does a sub 3 equal? 96. 96 times 4 equals 384. So hopefully that makes sense. I know sequences can be a little confusing until you actually get it. Then once you get it, I think it's pretty straightforward. So if you have any questions or anything like that, any personal homework questions or anything, go ahead and put it in the comment section, and I will get to those as fast as possible. But hopefully I explain it in a way that makes sense. But let me know what you think, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.